Hey there, KV Core. This is Annalisa with Inside Real Estate, and I'm speaking out there to the KV Core owners and admins. I wanted to do a quick tour of the business analytics down this left-hand side of your dash. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into these, but I want to make sure you understand how you can navigate this and do some spot checks or reviewing here really, really quickly and easily. So the first thing you'll do is log in and scroll down this left side and click on Business Analytics. And the first one you're going to see is this tab across the top on the left. It's called the pipeline. This is like an overall view. Now you can see the overall pipeline of how many contacts do you have, how many are within sphere and prospect, new lead, active, etc. for the whole company. So we're looking at that company top-down view on this top right-hand side. Or you can see, I just want to see it for this particular agent. I just want to see it for this particular office location. So you can break these down into different types of views so you can get an overall viewpoint. So when I break it down into the office, of which my group is a part of on my test account, you can see here that it has 20 leads within Sphere for Ryan, 3 prospect, 57 new leads, 11 active leads. And this all adds up to a top number here per column. So within this whole team of users, we have a total of 29 Sphere, and they add up with these numbers here per column. And you can actually click on these columns and sort high to low or low to high. Now, the next thing you can do is actually go over to Source Performance, which is your second tab across the top left. And this is where you can start kind of looking at what sources are performing, how did it perform this month, what time of the month did it perform higher, when was I expecting these to hit. And this allows you to jump into the group here. So you can sort by contact creation and source performance. You can go into the month of 7 days, 14 days, last 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, even do a custom date here. But what you can do is also adjust company, agent, or office view. And you have the ability, again, of going in by group, by source, or system source. If you want to see a specific hashtag and how it performed, you can actually choose that as well. You can click on any of these X's to just see a singular source or multiple sources in one viewpoint. And you just need to click Update, and then it'll give you that breakdown. Now, going across the next tab is KV Core Activity. So it's the third option over across the top left. KV Core Activity gives you a summary of like the group top-down view. So it'll tell you how many search alerts in the last 90 days have gone out, how many behavioral alerts, how many smart campaigns, how many phone calls have come in, texts gone out, emails gone out, property views. We have lead response rates coming soon, which is going to include calls answers, text responded, emails opened, woohoo, email click-through, and so forth. And then finally, we have a really key one here for unengaged leads. Now, this may be something that you're going to want to take a look at, maybe break it down per team, per person. But what you can do is jump in and say, oh, you know what, there's 330 people who don't have search alerts set up. Well, let's take a look-see. So you can click on View, and it'll actually pull that report for you. So right now I'm looking at my own contacts as a user. So, and then it pulls everybody in. So even though I'm an admin in the account, I can look at my leads separately, or I can look at everyone leads all together who don't have alerts set up. So currently, there are 330 leads altogether in my team for my users of KV Core who don't have alerts set up. So I would want to go in, take a look at these, talk with the agent to make sure they're aware they need to take those additional steps to make sure alerts are set up. And if they aren't for a particular reason, maybe ask them to notate that. We can also scroll down and take a look at the lead nurture automation in the last 90 days, kind of like an overall picture. And the neat thing here is you can actually hover over like this. I'm going to go to this top blue peak here. So you can see on the 6th of June, 288 smart campaigns went out. On the 10th of June, 115. We go down a little further, 2 went out on the 13th. So you can kind of gauge what smart campaigns are going out. The purple here is search alerts, and the yellow are those behaviorals. So, when somebody logs in online and looks at a property more than 3 times or so forth, that's a behavioral that's going to alert the agent of that activity, and they can also follow up on that. Now, last but not least on this page, we have lead engagement in the last 90 days. So this gives you the idea of, hey, who's making those phone calls, who's answering emails, are there text messages going out, are there property views, how are we engaging with these folks? So if we go to this top peak here for the fuchsia, that is going to be those text messages. So 714 text messages were sent out on the 5th of June. If we go down here to like this light green, it'll say 0 phone calls were made on the 10th. So you can kind of get an idea and gauge what's happening with lead engagement and lead nurture automation very easily within the kvCORE activity. Now, next across the top is the consumer interest. And this is pretty interesting because it kind of gives you more of an insight into what's bringing people, what are they looking at the most, what are they saving the most, what could we capitalize on as a company to bring people in, maybe with a list of the top 10 properties in the area. So you could come into this, and your users can also access this information anytime via business analytics, but they could go in and say like, all right, well, these are the top 10 viewed properties. I am going to use one of each of these for like my property view of the day, or I'm going to create a list for like the top viewed properties in XYZ. Same goes with top saved properties. So you can kind of get a gauge on what's popping in your area. You can try to gear things towards these types of properties as well. Also, you have your top referrers. So where are these leads coming from in the last 30 days? So we've got our web and IDX directly, we've got our dashboard directly for manually entering, and we have our top capture pages, which the first one here is actually a text code, and then it looks like a singular listing, and then a direct subdomain. So you can get some ideas of how people are coming and registering. Last but not least, across the top, we have agent performance. And this gives you an idea at a glance of who's been doing what and when. So we can see here that Kelly is in active rotation. We need to prompt them to log in. We haven't had any new lead calls going out, so there's none to complete, no calls assigned, no tax assigned, and so forth. Now, all of these, of course, are people within Inside Real Estate that are part of this test account that use it in training, so we're not going to see some real edgy results here, but you can kind of see, like with Shane, he's currently in rotation. He last logged in 6 hours ago. So you can actually go into this maybe every Monday, and you're like, okay, did they log in over the weekend? You can go in here and take a peek, see if they completed some new calls, completed those calls assigned, tasks assigned, and how many did they complete. So you can keep an eye on this. Now, one thing you can do if you want to message everyone that is a user, or just like a few of them at one time, you can actually click on your email address here, top right, and then click on agents. Now, when this opens up, you can actually say, I want to get a hold of everyone with a mass email or mass text. And you can click this little box here at the top left and choose everybody. And then you can just say, I want to send this mass email out. And then you'll just write your subject, drop your message, send, and it'll go out to every one of which you chose. Or you can just choose a few people of a key specific group and say, I want to mass email these folks. Now, another shortcut for mass mailing everyone is just clicking email all. It'll choose everybody. And you can also choose text all, and it, of course, will choose everyone as well. And the nice thing here with these sending a text or an email, just like your smart campaigns and your templates of which you may create for those events, you can create some of those just to send to agents. So if you created a CAN template and you know which one it is, like maybe at the beginning of the month, you're like, hey, let's make free review, blah, 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 XYZ, 1, 2, 3, just a friendly reminder, you can just grab that template, drop it in, and send it out. I hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye.